It is March, and that means we are at the very beginning of what we would call the active real estate market on the Oregon coast. What better way to start the month of March than to take a look at what the trends are, what we're seeing in real time, with a review of market statistics provided by our title company here in Lincoln County, Western Title. Wonderful resource that I and my real estate agents on my team have here to see the trends and analyze what the market's looking like for us. Now, spring is where things really start to escalate as far as more listings coming to the market. Buyers are back in the swing of being interested again. And that's kind of whatever is happening on a macroeconomic level. We are still at the point where people are ready to get serious about real estate. And that trend continues for us on the coast. Right through July, second half of summer, things tend to slow down a little bit. So what are we seeing as we come into March? We're seeing a buyer's market. You can see that with our market action index right here, that the stats are saying that buyers have the advantage right now. We'll dive into a little bit of why that's the case as we look at some of these stats. And then we're going to also look at a long tail trend as well, and try to help you understand why the data points are showing us this and how we can look back at history to kind of confirm that, in fact, that's where things are for us when we look at the specific details here. Now, one thing about the spring that you should be aware of is the last 3 or 4 years, probably 3, basically since interest rates have started going up, we have seen, and that was effectively, since I actually have this open, go back 5 years here, you can see interest rates started to go up in the spring of 2022. So in the spring of 2023, 24, 25, so the last 3 years, this is our 4th year after interest rates got up to this 6 range and 7 range and kind of just sat there, is that every spring, there was a little bit of excitement in the air about, oh, this is going to be a better real estate year. And it's been something of a letdown over the last 3 or 4 years. Will that trend continue this summer? We'll talk a little bit about that as well. So what we're seeing here in a deeper dive into the overall market for, now this is a report for Lincoln County, but I've been doing this on the coast for 20 plus years. The counties run together: Clatsop County, Tillamook County, Lincoln County, Lane County, Coos County. They are all gonna run together more or less in the trend lines. So we'll look at Lincoln County. It's nice right in the middle, kind of our home market. So let's take a look at the median pricing. So as you can see here, since 2021, really, we have been just a straight line across in our average, or our median pricing, I should say, being in that mid 600 range. So the inventory that's coming to market is the same price points at a median price point than they have been. That trend we should expect to more or less continue. You can see basically since September-ish, or you can even go back to the spring of 2 years ago, we are in a downward trend, but ever so slightly down to the lower mid 600s versus the upper mid 600s. Not a huge shift, just a little bit of a trend down. And then up down here, this breaks it down into your price point mark. Well, so what's that mean for 400s, 6, 7, a million? The information, the data is showing the differences here in what we can expect for these various markets by segment. But for this video, we're going to stick to the overall market trends. So we know the median pricing is about the same. We anticipate that to be the case here. Because it is a buyer's market, sellers are not going to come and be very aggressive. Even if buyers really show up this spring, sellers would be wise to not be aggressive and overprice their houses, which means that our median listing price should be the same, if not even a little lower than median. Okay, let's look at days on market. This is a big shift for us, and this is a clear indicator that we have moved into a buyer's market. Now you'll notice the ups and downs here. This is the seasonality of the Oregon coast without a doubt, but you'll see a consistent higher highs every summer here, moving up for days on market. And that just means that what buyers are seeing, they're not interested. Prices, they're not interested. And so that just means houses are harder to get sold. They stay on the market longer. Sellers have still been squeamish about really dropping their price to get things sold. So elevated days on market. Now for the Oregon coast, the long-term trend, and I can't go back to past 2021 in this report, but without a doubt, I've been doing this again for 20 years. And 100 days on market has been like the average for my entire career on the Oregon coast. And so I've seen it dip down to 60 days. I've seen it spike as high as 150 days, and we are over 175 days. I mean, this is days on market that reminds me of 2008, 9, 10 when I got started in real estate, days on market being really elevated here. A lot of new inventory coming on the market. That's probably going to pull this down a little bit as we get into summer. And you can see that is a trend here, spring into summer. Days on market comes down. Why? Because a lot of new properties come on the market for sale. Going to pull this trend down, but you have to expect that the trend being what it is, it'll pull down, but maybe just down to 146, 150 days on market, just kind of based on this trend line that's seeing the higher lows every time we hit summer here. So elevated days on market. Buyers feel confident with their offers being a little more firm because of that. Okay, let's look at price per square foot. Just like the median pricing of the homes, just super consistent since really May 2022. And so you expect that you're going to see for median pricing. Now, obviously, your oceanfront homes, your higher end homes are just going to be different. But you're going to see 350 price per square foot should be your median pricing. Special homes, going to be a little bit of an outlier for that, but it gives you an idea when you're looking at homes for sale or when you're thinking about what should I list my price at. Buyers should be aware, as long as they're talking to a really good real estate agent, that, hey, if you're looking at 400 plus price per square foot, it better be a special home. High quality finishes, ocean views, water frontage, newer construction. Those are the only reasons you should be paying more than $350 a square foot based on the trends here. All right. Another really good indicator of what kind of market we're in is the prices with decreases. This is going to show you the seasonality of our real estate market again, spring into summer into fall, and then back again. What I think is interesting is that we have seen a bigger drop in our prices getting adjusted than we're used to. And the 7-day trend is, there was a couple of really big price drops that happened here recently. But we are in March. You'd expect to have seen a lot of price drops happen, but now that we're into spring, you probably won't see as many prices decreasing, but just seeing that we have a big drop here, I think it's an indication. Again, sellers are going to be optimistic about prices. About buyers coming back for spring, for buyers coming in for the spring season, and all the new inventory too is going to reduce the amount of decreased prices we expect to see right now. There's a lot of houses that came off the market in the fall or late winter that are now coming back on the market. So that's going to remove a lot of prices. You're going to have some houses that probably come off the market that have maybe had a few price drops, and they're going to wait until maybe later in the summer to come back on the market. So you'll see the price drops start to soften up a little bit. Prices, relists. That's another really good one. And this makes a lot of sense that we'd see a big run up in homes coming back on the market after taking a short break of being off the market, because that is what happens in the springtime. What really jumps out at me is the dramatic rise here in the first part of this year. It even really started in December in through February. That is a lot of relists. That tells me that it was a more than average number of homes that were on the market last year, couldn't find a buyer, and are now coming back on the market. So what's that tell us? That house was overpriced. Buyers were not interested. Sellers would not drop their price. Sellers said, we will wait until spring and we'll try again. The sellers who are going to sell this year are going to be the ones who came back to market at a better price point. And most sellers probably honestly won't do that, because that's how sellers play the game. Buyers are going to play their game and say, no thanks again. I think we're in a market here where the sellers who get their price right are going to sell, and they're going to be in a better position, I think, on a long-term trend than those sellers who continue to say, the price we want is the price we want, and we don't care what buyers are telling us. Those sellers are going to struggle. Inventory, that's going to show us the elevated inventory that we saw on the days on market. It's going to match that very consistently. And as you can see, it has this nice, not nice, it's just what it is, this trend upwards. And then you can see the seasonality that we normally expect to see with these little humps and ridges and valleys along the way. Makes perfect sense. And then the last one we'll look at here is the market action index in a timeline instead of that little gauge that we looked at the beginning, this gauge here. This is the same thing we're looking at in a timeline. And what we see clearly is that really all the way back to 2022, interest rates started going up, interest started going down in real estate for buyers, and sellers have slowly and begrudgingly been moving in a price down, and the action has moved towards buyers and away from sellers. We're seeing that clearly in this trend line, from left to right, top to bottom. So here we are, and then this gives us a nice little summary here that the index is trading lower over the last several weeks, and while it is somewhat stable, it continues to, inventory continues to grow relative to demand, and that means that we are in a likely downward pressure market for pricing. Sellers, if this is your summer to sell, that's how it works on the coast, you need to be ready to get the price right and still have buyers come in and be aggressive with their offers. That's just the market we're in. It's the market we have been in. And as we are starting off March, that's the market that we're going to see play out through the summer at a micro level for the Oregon coast. Thanks so much for joining me on this video. I hope it's really insightful for you. We like to look at the market all the time. It's what we do, and share the insights that we get on our YouTube channel. Make sure you subscribe so that you are continually being updated on how the market's going, and then all the other things we're doing at Harcourts Coast Realty. Taj Richardson, thanks so much.